I just got laid off today, and I feel alive again. I'm not upset or depressed, as I was somewhat hoping to get laid off so I could collect unemployment and take time off to figure out what I really want to do in my 50s. As a Gen Xer, I've been working since I was 15, roughly been in the workforce for over 40 years. I believe I've earned my right to feel like I'm done with working for others. I work in a fast-paced industry with a high amount of stress. It was a startup and a disorganized one. My stress levels were through the roof, managing a team and meeting deadlines and attending endless meetings. I felt like I had a full-time job and a side hustle rolled into one at this job. At this age, the stress gets old. Working at this place made me really despise corporate America and make me wonder what the whole point of my existence was about. As I got older, I noticed that I got tired of playing office politics. I did a lot of office politics in my 20s to 30s. It was a lot easier as my peers at that time were the same age group. Within the past 10 years, I experienced younger managers in their 20s. Now, the reason for this is because companies are using cost-cutting measures as younger managers require less of a salary due to less experience. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, it wasn't common to have an office full of young managers. Managers were usually well-seasoned into their late 30s or 40s. This is because they were hired for their experience both professionally and mentally. It's a challenge for both older and younger managers to compromise as we both have a different cultural mindset. But in the end, they will discard an older worker even with a more mature outlook and experience as it boils down to which employee is cheaper. I started to see that the workload wouldn't end and that I would be burned out by midweek every week. It was a constant balancing act with work and my personal time, with work consuming most of my mental well-being. 4 months into the job, I knew this was not my job till retirement. So I started to quiet quit. I was just hoping I could stay on for 6 months longer to save a bit and just go traveling for a few months after my quit date. However, they let me go today. The president of this company was much younger and was extremely obnoxious and didn't seem to have the wizened, calm experience of previous presidents I worked with. She would just go by the gossip created by other staff members about you, then shout at you without giving you an explanation to explain your side of things. It made me lose morale, as she did this 2 weeks into my job and left a bad taste in my mouth that didn't improve over time. People were nice to your face, yet threw you under the bus behind your back. No sense of community or trust. There was a lot of favoritism at this company, and although the people were not really talented, they got on the good side of the president by kissing up to the right managers, winning the popularity contest. A lot like high school. You can't survive in corporate America unless you understand the rules of high school and how to be popular. If you're introverted, you're best doing freelance work or starting your own business. Because corporate America is about being popular and likable. It's about being part of the quote-unquote in-group. Mentally, I prepared for this day and was silently praying that they would let me go so that I could collect unemployment until I figured out what I wanted to do next. I started to save more money each month just in case that day came earlier than expected. I tried to keep my credit card debts low as well. I decided I wouldn't quit even though there have been times where it's been so hard at my job that I wanted to throw in the towel. I was just miserable inside and didn't really have a coworker that I enjoyed talking to. I had one, but it was just that, a coworker, not someone I could share personal things with. I noticed my depression came back and I lacked the energy and motivation to indulge in my hobbies. I was just a zombie watching mindless TV for hours during the weekends. I was dying slowly inside, but one thing I promised myself is I would be patient and be uncomfortable until some change happened from them. What happened from them was that I was called into a conference call with HR and being told I was laid off due to budget cuts. After hanging up the phone with HR, I retreated to the sofa and watched TV and contemplated my future. I felt like a caged animal that was hesitant to come out of my cage into the sunlight. The thoughts of regret weren't there, and slowly I felt alive again. Like the color came back to my face. Hey, the sun is out. No more thinking about deadlines at work or why that girl seemed annoyed with me, or thinking about work in general. Now I could think about me. I took my dog to the park and was able to relax for the first time there without a care in the world. I was always too busy for my dog, and when we went to the park, it was timed because of all the errands I had to do for the rest of the day. We just lied on the grass and my dog perched on my chest to take all the sights in. What a lovely way to spend life together. Not worrying for a change, but just living. Isn't this what life is about? Life equals living? I am grateful that I was given the chance to work at this company that allowed me to save money. But I know deep down this work hard mentality for others is not for me any longer. I want to be fulfilled in my job somehow, whether it's doing some good for others or working for myself. But it has to have a purpose besides only being a means to an end. A job should feel rewarding, and when Sunday rolls around, I don't feel as if I'm dreading the week ahead. Now that I am not at work, the cloud has lifted. There is a lightness in my outlook. I can take in sights at my own pace, from noticing the white glow of the candle burning on my table, to taking my time eating and enjoying each bite, making time to read a book, not having my personal tasks put on the back burner. My muscles are relaxed, there's no tension in my body, no running around and living this rush lifestyle. I'll be updating my channel with new videos of how I am progressing in this new chapter of my life. I'll be exploring new ideas of income streams, transitioning into a new career path, daily habits to help boost productivity, motivational videos, and my thoughts on why it's important to free yourself from a life of misery in corporate America. The road to wellness is only just beginning, and with each step we will make more progress getting closer to our ideal life. It's an opportunity to escape from these binding chains to our desks and forge a better life that isn't modern slavery. Taking action and control of my life is the only system that I will follow going forward. I've reached my breaking point and know I can't return to a place where I am compromising my values, well-being, time and energy to being exploited for someone else's financial gains. Stay tuned on my journey on this later in life self-discovery path to part-time freedom. Leave a comment if you also share similar feelings of being glad to be laid off and why that is. Please hit like or subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this. I'll see you soon.